As we said, we are committed to our stated objective of providing shelter for the vast majority of our people. Administration of justice. Since our assumptions of office, we have come a long way in defining the frontiers of the administration of justice in Lagos State. We have restructured the Ministry of Justice by creating new directorates, especially the Directorate of Citizens' Rights. Its sole function is to provide legal services to persons who lack the financial wherewithal to protect their rights. The Directorate also networks and collaborates with non-governmental organizations, NGOs, especially the human rights community, to complement government's efforts in this regard. As a corollary, the independence of the judiciary is a constitutional demand to which we have dedicated ourselves. The condition of service of judges, magistrates, and other law officers have accordingly been reviewed upward significantly. In order to boost their morale and enable them to perform their duties with integrity, plans are on the way to get all judges insured, as well as ensure that they own homes to which they can retire. The court buildings are being presently refurbished and modernized with the installation of computers. We have set July holidays for the period of course as a target period to commence the building of new courts. We shall continue to ensure an effective and efficient administration of justice, which is a necessary condition for the sustenance of democracy. On agriculture, we are conscious of the importance of food production as a fundamental need to which government must give due attention. We have so far established an agricultural microcredit scheme under which over 6 million naira worth of fishing and agricultural inputs have been given to farmers in the state. This is with a loan repayment period of between 6 to 12 months. So far, 35 Padama farmers and several secondary schools have benefited from the scheme, from which they got agricultural inputs such as outbound engines, peanut cooperatives, medication, and complete Padama packages, and others. We have also organized farmers cooperative scheme to enable citizens to purchase agricultural products at the farm gate prices. To achieve this, we have assisted farmers in transforming their products to market centers and have also supplied fertilizers to our farmers. Again, we are determined to continue to assist and encourage agriculture in the state. Rural development. Contrary to the widespread notion of Lagos being an urban city, 70% of the state actually lies within the rural belt. These communities have either been neglected or left in the back waters of development by the successful government in this state. To reverse this ugly trend and to properly articulate the relevant policies and programs of our administration, we established a full-fledged Ministry of Rural Development and Infrastructure. Today, we have rehabilitated over 65 kilometers of rural roads, provided 20 type A boreholes in 8 local government areas. Also, 4 hand-pump operated wells with an additional 14 covered wells in 14 rural communities. On rural electrification program, 5 rural communities have benefited from this scheme. These are Ilato, Resettlement House Electric, Ikota, Osakwa Nondo, Ikate and Gokosu, Papaton, to all the rural dwellers. I assure you that my government will continue to invest in the welfare and development. On youth sports development, the state government understands the importance of the nation's youth to development. Hence, the government has, in the last 1 year, pursued with vigor various youth development programs. These include citizenship and leadership training, anti-drug abuse campaign, youth self-employment scheme, and population education program. Similarly, the state government has concluded plans to develop and provide recreational facilities in over 30 public spaces in the state within the next 2 months. These open spaces include those at Evansville, Elebata, Campus, Abalata, Badagry, and Oneka. On sports development, you are all living witnesses to the enviable track record and performance of our sportsmen and women in local and international leagues. In line with the policy front of this government, which is to stimulate private sector participation in the economy, work with SOSA on the first phase of rehabilitation of the Road Park Sports Center and Oneka Stadium. Also, we are aware of your anxiety over your unfortunate neglect which the perceived Balogo Stadium has suffered in the past, despite the colossal sum of money purportedly sunk into the project. My administration is determined to bring the stadium to a functional sport facility for the benefit of our people. Staff welfare. The civil service in the state is the most professionalized and the best in the country. We have consistently and promptly paid workers' salaries on the basis of the minimum wage negotiated with the previous regime. For the first time in the history of the state, civil servants last December received from us 25% of their monthly income. Our administration is committed to staff development through continuous training, and in the year under review, a sum of 58.02 million naira was spent on training and development of our civil servants. I want to assure you that performance and productivity will continue to be adequately rewarded. I must also commend the leadership of the union operating in the state for the level of industrial peace and harmony we have so far enjoyed. to ensure prompt payment of pensions and gratuities for retirees, a sum of 100 million naira has been allocated to establish a pension fund. On the new minimum wage. We have set up a government review and negotiation committee to meet with the state industrial union in order to review, to negotiate and details of the implementation of the new minimum wage. Let me assure you that the welfare of workers is paramount in my mind, and everything will be done to improve the quality of lives of our workers. This government has made their strides in the promotion and preservation of the cultural values of our people and exemplified in the successful staging of the Ajango Official Festival, the most colorful and peaceful celebration. Our preparation and handling of the year 2000 pilgrimages to both Jerusalem and Mecca is unsurpassed in the annals of this country. In rare display of responsiveness and government responsibility, we rose swiftly to the rescue of Lagos State pilgrims stranded in the Holy Land by taking the unprecedented step to make independent arrangement to airlift their home at the time of their crossing. With this initiative, we have demonstrated beyond doubt the readiness of this government to protect the lives and welfare of Lagos State citizens anywhere in the world. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, what remains for me to say is that achievements of the past year do not give us any reason to be complacent about the future. The battle for the improvement of life in Lagos State is continuous. It has only just begun. Lagos State is comparable to any of the major cities and states in the world. Our mission is to ensure that the state acquires a status that is truly international in terms of provision of amenities, the expansion of the scope of human efforts and happiness, and the degree of interaction between government and the people. Our government faces a peculiar task in the diversity of the ethnic composition of Lagos State. The effect is that reverberations at the ethnic level in any part of Nigeria immediately echoes and acquires similar immensity in Lagos. Constantly, we are stretched to the very limit. We cannot and we are not complaining, because it is this same diversity that is the source of our strength and uniqueness. We are already working hard to convert this diversity to optimal advantage. It is a challenge that we shall continue to treat as a frontline priority. We have put our hands on the plow. We cannot pull back. We intend to continue to keep the faith and confidence. The people themselves must continue to play their part as the best equipped monitors of the democratic process. We must continue to insist on the sacredness of the democratic process and the power of the people as the source of legitimacy within the state. At this point, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we've rolled out a lot of accomplishments, goals, and objectives that are way and family pursuit. This we could not have done what we report to you all by ourselves. We have a great partner in this, and one of those arms of the government, the leadership is here. That is the Lagos State House of Assembly. I also commend them for the sort of cooperation, understanding, and diligence with which they work throughout the year to ensure the state receives its best under the leadership of the Speaker, Dr. Long Tininbu. And we share a lot of communication, a lot of ideas in common, and we are making the pledge together with determination and commitment and sincerity, and with the Almighty God on our side. The future is not another country. It is the door that is waiting to you. I thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
There's nothing else to add. With due respect, Dr. Oshiwa is here. You ladies and gentlemen, within the last 1.5 hours, it has been that despite our demand, bold. Indeed, to analysts that we have in here, the press, the floor is now open.
The question is this, with so many things being put in place and so many schemes established by the state government, the Nigerian factor is always there. And this Nigerian factor is perhaps after a few months of a project being online, you discover that sustenance of this is not there. Most especially when you look at the PSP we're talking about, the drain job thing, and various other schemes like that. What assurance or how are you going to ensure that the Nigerian factor does not affect the many laudable schemes and programs you have instituted?
Okay, a change in attitude, a change in culture, with principled leadership, strong, determined, and courageous enough to instill discipline in people. We have budgeted for these programs. When we confronted any individual that is involved or group of people that may be involved in the program, we show them their way out. It's as simple as that. We enforce the rule and the procedure says that the standard is not negotiable. It's either you improve or you go. And that is the way it's going to be. And then, as stated in the program, productivity and performance will be rewarded. And we will consistently monitor and supervise all of those programs because they are dear to our heart, not only for us, for the quality of life of people of Lagos State.
I want to appreciate your policy on accommodation, but you have never touched one that affects me and many other residents in Lagos State. And that is the question of rent edit. That rent edit was in place before the assumption of this administration, but never worked. How do you want to make it work? Or is there any alternative for us? Thank you.
In supply and demand. And rent edit can only survive and be effective where there is shortage of houses. What you should do, what an administration should do, is not a false control. That's what we are doing, building massive houses and ensuring that once the houses are available and not to coming back in, the rent edit will not be necessary.
From Nigerian Tribune newspaper, my questions are three. First, one is particularly very glad to listen to a number of achievements you have been able to record in the past 1 year. Of note is your concern generally on the welfare of mass people in Lagos State. But one is not particularly happy about what we have been reading in newspapers about the relationship between you and the deputy governor. I listened to President Olusegun Obasanjo this morning, and he commended the deputy. One would like to see that kind of relationship in the state there, for you to be able to be happy together. My question is, what is the state of relationship between you and your deputy now? As the first my second question concerns still on the welfare of workers in the state. We are not very clear what the position the state government or the state government has taken in respect of the new minimum wage. One is not categorical. What is the state government going to offer to workers in the state? Are you going to pay the same minimum wage as federal, or you are still going to subject everything to negotiation? Just like you said, we want more clarifications on this. My third question is on the maintenance of roads in the state. We are quite happy your tremendous efforts in this regard. One is particularly hard work that you have been able to do what we criticize you for not doing first as you took over the matter of leadership from your immediate predecessor. But we still discover a number of untouched roads. Of particular note is that of Ido area. I don't know, from Oyibo up to Ido Auto area. I must confess to you, our governor, it is a nice song. What is the government going to do in this regard and the number of dollars? Thank you very much.
On the Ido Auto road, that is a federal road. It's part of what I'm saying. I expect the responsible allocation of funds on the federal. The fact remains that we cannot leave this road there in our state. But the federal budget for the maintenance of all those roads throughout the federation, they should release the funds to the state to do. Because we are the one you will confront. We have limited resources. However, the good news is that even though we spend close to $2 billion on the federal road maintenance of it, the fact is that there is still federal responsibility, and we are finding reimbursement on that. How soon will you get the money back from federal is another story question. However, I have planned the repair of that road. Within the next few weeks, you will see some action. I tell you, we are planning. Julius Baga has been mobilized to comment on the minimum wage. You you want me to be categorical? Yes, I want to be categorical. But I don't want to give a false premise in category. I am a finance person. I live to work with numbers, comparability. If you slate what is there today as erroneously projected by the federal government. Last year, cast your mind back, the total budget of this state was 17 billion. If we slot into the program, the total projection of the new state through the entire system will need 16.5 billion, equal to the entire budget of the state last year. Now, where do we go from here? The downtrodden, the minimum wage people who are really suffering. Yes, we must evaluate. Can we pay the federal scale? Yes. If that is so, what is the next level? We will do a recomputation and re-evaluation of our potential revenue and our ability to pay, because we don't have corresponding revenue allocation to the state in any increase on it. Instead, with the 30% derivation disbursed to various to the affected states and the federation, our revenue allocation from the federal government is going down instead of going up. So we have to look at the critical path analysis of how to pay, where to get the revenue from, and what to do before we place a matter squarely before the people who are concerned. And the books will be there open to the workers and us, because their welfare is of our primary concern. However, when you look at the situation we just described, the sorry situation in the school, my children are not in those dilapidated schools, and these people's children are not in those schools. It is poor people's children. Do we continue to care for them? Where are we going to get the resources? We must commit to that. Where are we going to get the building of that? We must commit to that. You must see, in fact, that without any help from the federal government whatsoever, the crisis in the north, people are shifting from the north to Lagos. The crisis reflected in Aba, Onitsha, and others. The people of the north living there, the outsiders, are shifting and terminating in Lagos. Where now in the refugee center, they have put additional pressure on our infrastructure and social demand. That is another, we've noticed a sudden surge in the levels. Generation of the state again, because of those people that are just migrated to the state. All of those financial indices and factors must be critically evaluated before you make categorical statements. Otherwise, we are going to be responsible. On the relationship with my deputy, and make a categorical statement today that I have nothing with her that is negative. The only problem is what the Constitution says in our relationship. A leader has to be a leader. And the categorical we ran on the same party ticket, We won on the same party ticket. We were sworn in and we made pledge to people. We didn't say in that room that we will rival one another. We didn't say on that room that we are co-candidates. Constitution says who is the governor and who is the deputy and our roles. Once we maintain that relationship, yes, there is harmony. We have serious responsibility to the people of this state, which cannot be achieved through any act of blackmail, intimidation, and crisis-prone sentiments. The question is, are we respecting each other's view? We must do that. Are we accommodating each other's leadership? We must do that. The state matter is above anybody's individual interest. We are elected to serve the state. That's what we must do. Our personality and happiness and sorrow does not give butter and bread to the poor people of Lagos State. So I have no problem. I'm going to say that. That's to answer the question.
In your address, you did mention that you were prepared to recruit 20,000 neighborhood watchers as part of your efforts to ensure adequate security of lives and property in the state. Could this be an alternative to the state police which you've been advocating for before? How would this people be happening? My second question is, we know that for some time the state budget has been passed by the State House of Assembly, waiting for assets. Now, has this been tried to not answer? Thank you.
Yeah, delayed broadcast. So we resolve all the gray areas and the budget has been signed. I'll show you that. Without the budget, you will not hear me commenting the house. That is, I tell you on the neighborhood watch, I will not, and I'm stating and repeating, I will not, through any back door, create a state police. I will create it in the public area when it is necessary and when I'm ready for it. No back door. Neighborhood watch is to complement, let's tell you this, is to complement security, information, and prevention of crime. It is equally to report the various activities of gangs, as well as airports. You know we have illegal people. We will deploy some of them during the day to stop dumping of open rebels, principally. So in those areas of responsibility that you may not be the police. I stated that the police is undermanned. The state is under police. And what we have to do is to continue to put pressure to give us more men until we can change the constitution that we allow the state police. The question of state police is for real in this country. We all need it. We have to move away from the sentiment of the past that they might use it politically. What is the important is not the political sentiment, it is the life and property of the people. And they are more important than those sentiments of the politicians that might abuse the opportunity. Can't we abuse the state police side and the federal police side if we want to? The argument does not hold water, and we continue to fight for it until we get it, we are not going to rest. The answer is the home police. Here.
Oh, yeah, speak on.
Your Excellency, my name is David Adeparo. I come to again as a paragon. I report for the Daily Times. Earlier in your address, you mentioned that some money that was expended will give the rapid response squad, but you are silent on the actual amount. We'd like to know in naira and kobo, how much did you spend on RSS? Thank you.
Some of those security expenditures generally should not be on the public way. That's exactly I'm sorry I don't have to say right now.
My name is last year, His Excellency made a promise that my 12 market moved out of that place. But ever since that market is still there, causing a lot of headache for the people of the country. I want to know what the government is doing about that market. More especially now that we have another side which can accommodate that market. That is one. Then, some time ago, we read in the paper that the state government is proposing to link a bridge from Badere to Ikorodu. I want to know how soon would that be. And third later, there is another proposal from Oju to Ibadan Expressway, which the program is on the table. I want to know how soon the governor is going to take up that project. Thank you very much.
We are relocating the market. What we will not do is to make an hasty decision that will create a balance for the people of the market as well as our people who go there shopping. The alternative that we are looking at in the Ikorodu is still on our focus. We're still going to have to do some work there to put some infrastructure there in order for the place to accommodate and be a respectable market for the local government and the people before we can move them. It's not good to displace people when the other side is not ready properly too. And there's a committee that is already working on that. On the two bridges, it is on the road, on the bridge. That bridge is a must and it's going to be done. I'm not going to calendarize it. What you've seen us in the last 1 year. If we want to use propaganda, a whole lot of people would have had so much noise about what we realize today. But we take a conservative approach to doing things. Even though we are politicians, this is not political campaign period. This is the time to let people see what you promise you're going to do and let them give you the credit. If we are not willing to criticize us, instead of giving false propaganda, I want to tell you that if you compare the number of roads done by us and that of Mara and the amount of money we spend in 1 year, you will see the marked difference. You will see how much we pay for this. When I'm campaigning, I will campaign and say, I am on duty to serve the people. And I will do that. It's the Minister of Working is working on the business and we will do it. And so many other ones who care about here because of the establishment group that has just come from South Africa that are looking at the possibility of building some roads to be told. And we want to show you that brick and mortar is part of this program, and we will make sure that we deliver and transform Lagos State in the next 3 years.
Recently, there was this problem in the House of Assembly on the development bill, that's constituency bill. Got the House members here asking for 15%. You have not told us that the budget, you have attended to the budget, which means it's now law. What's now your reaction? Do we say that it has been, you have been a victim of carrying of the majority from the House, in which what you didn't want to attend to, they have carefully cornered their own power to relevance and found their way. Do you have any regrets for that? That's one. The second question is on rapid response. There is this cry from the public that every night that there's one corner or the other extorting money from the public.
It's not my concern.
Is there any effort that is being put in place by administration to check the excesses of this crude and primitive demand? Thank you.
The matter of the constituency money is in court, so I cannot make specific detail comment on that. However, it is not a no-state-taking house. I want at the same time to tell you I may disagree with the house, but I will not impose the integrity in public. It is a house that has cooperated with me on many issues. We don't have to agree all the time. It is still a learning process. A whole lot of them, with apology, they are great too, like I'm doing as a doctor. We all are learning, and we have to cooperate through that learning process and for the good of Lagos State. That's all I want to say. On the IRS, I cannot straight away defend IRS, and at the same time I will not accept wholesale that every one of them are extortionists. The problem of security in Lagos State, you mentioned it that. I mentioned earlier, if the electricity project of this state is allowed to grow, the security will improve definitely. The export are monitoring those that are extorting money from the general public, and if apprehended, the weight of the law will land on them. Some of these corrupt officers are indeed. The police may not make public announcements of this, but I tell you, they are pursuing them vigorously.
And indeed, going at this phase, I am sure that in another 3 years, Lagos will indeed be the only place in Black Africa where anything that is good will be celebrated. I also know that going at this phase, when it is 4 years, it will be time to renew the mandate. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think it has indeed been an illuminating experience what we have just shared this afternoon. And on that note, because there is another meeting. There is another meeting between His Excellency and those of us who are not present. He is scheduled to meet all the market women, all the people by whose authority and by whose mandate the state are top Lagos State. The distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm also to tell you that we will all remain in our seats. Thank you very much. To say thank you to all of you. Please permit me to invite the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Strategy, Alhaji Olatunji, to move the vote of thanks.
Senator, ladies and gentlemen, please can I have your indulgence for just 2 minutes? Let us give the vote of thanks, then there will be time for singing and merriment. Please, we need your attention for just 2 minutes. The Governor of Lagos State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Senator Kufuorola Akérèdọ́lù Governor, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Dr. Olorunbe Mamora, members of the Executive Council, Special Advisors, Chief of Staff, the Secretary to the State Government, Head of Service, spiritual and temporal, political stalwarts, Your Royal Highnesses, Obas and Chiefs, the President General of Markets, men and women, gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have now come to the end of the series of ministerial press briefings arranged by the Ministry of Information and Strategy to commemorate the 1-year anniversary of democratic governance in Lagos State. Under our amiable, proactive, tireless, humane, dogged fighter, hard-working, and above all God-fearing Governor, His Excellency, Gov Bola Tininbu. All that is left for me to do now is to move the vote of thanks. I consider it a rare honor and privilege to be assigned this responsibility. My first thanks will therefore go to the Almighty God, the Divine One, whom it has pleased to keep us alive to witness this unique occasion. We shall remain ever grateful and thankful to Him, for it is only through His grace that such an impressive gathering of distinguished personalities from all walks of life will be here this morning to witness this auspicious occasion of the celebration of 365 days in office of our Governor and his highly devoted and committed members of Cabinet. You will recall that on Saturday, May 29, 1999, when the Governor of Lagos State was being sworn in at Tafawa Balewa Square, he said, "Inter alia, our goal as the prophet of old command is to lighten the burden of our people, alleviate poverty by providing jobs, houses, security of life and property, improving schools, clinics and the environment, facilitating and creating functioning infrastructure such as electricity, telephone, water, good roads, creating efficient mass transportation, industrial development, and providing life more abundant for our people." We have in the last 2 weeks listened to your hard-working and efficient honorable commissioners. Your Excellency, having listened to your address of this morning, one is convinced beyond all reasonable doubt that you have kept to that covenant of May 29, 1999. You have matched your words with positive action. It is therefore a pleasure for sincerely on behalf of the pleasure for me to humbly thank you sincerely on behalf of the citizens of Lagos State in general and members of the public service in particular for a job well done and your total commitment to the upliftment of the well-being of workers and citizens at large. May the good Lord continue to guide and guide you in this discharge of glorious duties ahead. The Deputy Governor and the members of the State Executive Council need to be specially thanked for their tremendous support, dedication, and unwavering loyalty to bringing to fruition the goals and aspirations of the electorate of the state. Thank you sincerely, and hope the years ahead will witness greater things in the lives of the citizens of Lagos State. And thank you all warmly. The head of service, Secretary of Information, and thank all my colleagues, thank all the invited people, and I not forget the full people of Lagos State who have found time to be here. This gathering reminds me again of the May 29 inauguration ceremony, where you all entirely came out to support the governor. And we use this video to express our gratitude to all Lagos State citizens, the press and the leaders themselves for their steadfastness and unshaking support, coverage and advice in the special of this administration. Finally, I wish to thank all our invited guests from far and near, and members of the one-year anniversary committee. I greet you all warmly with warm wishes and wish you a safe return. The good Lord continue to bless you all. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Let us pray. Let us pray. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inni salamtu nafsi sulma katira wa la yakaburu suluna ila anta magabirata mini ika waliyamuni maka anta kaburu rahimi. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. 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 Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamu ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. May Allah answer our prayers.
Àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyẹn wọ́n dára sílẹ̀. Ẹ wo idán, wo àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀, sórí àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ tí wọ́n pa. Orí kò yàtọ̀ ní gọ́ọ̀nà ní Nàìjíríà láti ọba wá lẹ́sẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣe mú yẹn sọ.